Hey everyone, we've got a new limited time series. This is a Real Racing 2 10-year anniversary celebration limited time series featuring Chevy Corvette C6.R GT2. Yes, so this car belongs in the Master section of the road collection in the game. At least that's where you'll find the bonus series once you win this car. And let's see, this limited time series currently open, runs through the 18th of December. So that is basically about 5-6 days. Towards this Friday is when it expires. So plan accordingly. And this one is kind of a odd event because we've had like 15 tier 3 events, each tier like 45 trophy events for these limited time series for quite some time. And this one, oddly enough, has extra tier. It's a 16 tier event, and that 16th tier has just one single head-to-head at Melbourne. So it's not like it's gonna require any higher PR. It's just that one extra tag on event for some weird reason. So that's one weird thing about this event. And along with it, before I do the rundown of this limited time series, there's been quite a few reports that's been coming through in my feed that a lot of speed events like speed records, speed snap, and even some drag races are near impossible to beat. In the series, you're not just racing against the same cars that we're going to win, which has been typically the case when we run through these limited time series. In this one, you're going to come across some variety of cars, which is, I would say that's a really big welcome change, except they throw us some impossible target to beat. So starting from the very beginning, like tier 1, you're going to have a speed record, I believe, at Daytona, that is, depending on how much you win your first possible maybe endurance race, if you run the first event as an endurance first, depending on how much of a margin of victory you win it by, you might just end up with a target speed in that speed record that is impossible even when this car is fully upgraded. Yeah, they did that. So that's the other weird thing about this event. I don't know if that's as much as messed up as it is a weird one, but good news is the Fire Monkeys are aware of the issue, and apparently they are working on a fix before the event expires. So my thought is either they're going to extend the deadline to allow us more time to run through this event. And also this event does, once you complete your first challenge, once you win your first trophy, I believe it triggers a 3-hour instant service and instant upgrade offer. So don't start putting on your upgrades as soon as you open up the event, because then it's not going to trigger that instant upgrade. So run that first event without putting any upgrades on first, and then once that's done, you can get the rest, get basically all the upgrades instantly. If you don't wait and put it on right away at the beginning, then you're gonna have to wait for 2.5 hours for those tier 1 upgrades to be done, which is a long time considering that the instant offer, it lasts only 3 hours. And let's see, the upgrade tree is very different on this car. We only get 4 categories for a road collection car. You know, the 4 category upgrade tree has been more along the line of motorsports cars, right? Like tuning. This one, well, we get 4 categories of upgrades on this one, 7 stages or 7 tiers each of the category. So, 4 times 7, 28 upgrades available on this car. And the cost or the currency for upgrade alternates between basically all the odd number upgrades are racing dollars, not motorsport dollars, racing dollars. As I said, this car belongs in in the road collection, not in the motorsport section. And the even number upgrades are all gold upgrades. So that is kind of a peculiar thing about this car and the limited time series to win it. Now, as you can see, by completing the series, you will win 75 gold plus 250,000 racing dollars plus the car itself. So here, let's enter now. Yes. Real Racing 2 Anniversary Celebration. Earn a 2010 Chevy Corvette C6R by 100% completing this special limited time series. Make its return to Real Racing to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of Real Racing 2. This GT2 legend saw wins at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2011 and 2012. And 2013 is when Real Racing 3 came out, if my memory serves me right. At least that's when I first started playing this game. Boy, 10 years? Almost. Right now it's up to 7. That's a long time on a game. Anyway, so here's the breakdown of those rewards. 75 total gold reward, broken down into 25% completion, 8 gold. 50% completion, 15 gold, 75% completion, 22 gold, and the final 100% remaining 30 gold. All right, and of course you win the car as well, which is worth 425 gold if you're to buy it outright. And if you take advantage of the showcase discount, I believe you get 20% off, so then you can pick it up for 340 if you miss out on the car this round. But depending on how Fire Monkeys are feeling about the way I would say they kind of screwed up this limited time series, throwing us those impossible goals, unless you do some serious bot training, which is I don't know, if you got patience for it, I suppose you can try it. I am running out of that kind of patience with this game, so I don't know if I have it in me to do that much bot training to win a car that I may or may not ever race. So I don't know. Maybe if they feel generous, since it is the season of giving, right? Maybe they will just gift us this car for free. And if you paid for upgrades and completed this limited time series, maybe they will compensate us with the cost. I don't know. Don't quote me on any of this. That's entirely their prerogative, so they can do whatever they want. But to the degree that they screwed up this limited time series, I don't know. It wouldn't be without a precedence that they they gifted us with a free car. They've done that before. One of the old McLarens, I want to say, we got for free because I think something they messed up and with the rollout of a event to win a car. I want to say it might have been a gauntlet or it might have been a limited time series. I don't remember, but that was a long time ago. So it's not like it happens every day or every release. Once in a blue moon, they totally screw up. And when they know, sometimes they try to compensate, which, you know, I would say that's only fair if they screw up this bad. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't. So, all right, so let's, as usual, see it's a 16th tier. What's with that, right? So we'll complete it instantly by using gold. There we go, and we'll pretend that we won the car. Hello. There we go. There it is. If you complete it and win, we'll just pretend we did it. But for now, so yes, as you can see, the 3-hour instant service and instant R&D on upgrades available for this. Base PR is 57. When maxed out, it does go all the way up to 77.4, which is good amount of PR boost. That's a total of 20.4 PR boost for getting all 28 upgrades. If you're to get all the upgrades, it'll cost you 496 gold and 2,126,600 racing dollars. And if you look at my racing dollar bank, I got 17 million and change, so 2 million really won't make that big of a dent on this account. On my other account, I even have more, so you know, when it comes down to racing dollars, I don't think most of us are really struggling. But anyway, so here it is, the final tier. Just a single event, head-to-head at Melbourne, 2 laps. I don't know, maybe this is some throwback to the Real Racing 2? I couldn't tell you because I never played that game. Because that one was not a freemium game like Real Racing 3, where game is free to download and you can, make in-game purchases. That Real Racing 2, still to this day, I think is available on the App Store and Play Store. But that is upfront paid for game, if I remember correctly. So I don't know, maybe that was one of the features in that featuring in this car in the Real Racing 2. Anyway, here is the final cup 4-lapper at Mount Panorama that requires PR 72.1, so we can confirm the final PR requirement is as such 72.1. Now, if you want to spend the least amount to meet that PR requirement, you are going to have to spend some 256 gold and 897,200 racing dollars. Basically, you need to get at least 5 upgrades on all 4 categories, as we will check here. Yeah, there are only 4 categories. See what I mean? Drivetrain, body, brakes, and suspension. So no exhaust here, no engine upgrade. Yeah, none of that stuff. So 5 in drivetrain, 5 in body. You will need 6 in upgrades. Of course, as I said, if you remember, the even number tier upgrades are gold and odd ones are more racing dollars. So if you're gonna get the tier 6 racing dollar upgrade, you might as well just go all the way and get the final tier 7 brakes upgrades as well, especially while the instant R&D is available. And then you'll end up with a slightly higher PR than the required. But if you want to 100% complete the bonus series this car is featured in, which is called Real Racing Redux, I believe is what it's called. This is the only car that can meet the PR requirement for that one, and you will have to max out pretty much body, brakes, and suspension. Anyway, drivetrain you can leave it at 5 upgrades, because you are going to have to meet the PR requirement of 75.6 in order to 100% complete the bonus series this car is featured in. So that's some extra information for you guys to consider. And then, of course, in order to do that, you'll have to spend another additional 150 gold on top of the amount, the 256 you'll have to spend to just win this car through this limited time series. So how much do you get back? Well, obviously you get 75 gold back from this limited time series, and from the bonus series you will get 74 gold back. So obviously you're not going to come out ahead, but that is actually not a bad return compared to how much it's costing. So that's that. And here, let's confirm the upgrade tree here. Oh, look at that. I got the instant upgrade already triggered. Oh yeah, because I completed the series right away. Right. So when you normally start the game and check into the limited time series, this offer is not going to be offered until you complete a first event. So anyway, yeah, I'll show you real quick. So tier 1 is going to be the all racing dollar upgrade you can see, and they will take 2.5 hours if you weren't offered this instant R&D offer, right? And that brings your PR up to 59.9. And because there is that extra tier, extra event, would that mean, let's see, that means we have now 46 events. So 1/4 of that is gonna be like 41.5, obviously, but 1.5 doesn't exist. Like, or what did I say? 11.5, right? So you're gonna have to complete 12 events to claim 25%, which means it's still tier 4. And in order to do that, you need PR 60.2. So you are just slightly shy of meeting that PR requirement, meaning that you cannot win any free gold in this limited time series by just getting those tier 1 racing dollar upgrades. Just not enough. And all the gold upgrades available on this car are essentially more pricier than the 25% completion reward, which was only 8 gold if you recall. So yeah, if you're in it to win it, basically. So all right, so tier 2, all gold, 18 gold for drivetrain, 14 gold for body, 12 for brakes, and suspension is going to be 16. So that brings the total cost of 60 gold for tier 2 upgrades, and that brings the PR up to 62.8. So obviously we got a long way to go. We still got to boost another almost 10 PR points here, and we're getting about like just under 3 PR point boost per tier, and that will continue for the most part. So let's try to get the tier 3 upgrades, which are going to be all racing dollar upgrades. And if you for some reason miss out on this instant R&D, these are going to take 8 hours. So yeah, try to take advantage of the offer when given, right? So body, next brakes, and suspension. So that is now 3 upgrades across the board. Total of 12 upgrades brings PR up to 65.7. And the tier 3 total is 242,900 racing dollars. As I said, they take 8 hours, and that is a boost up 2.9 PR points. So let's continue on. The expensive gold upgrades is going to be the tier 4 or stage 4. So 40 gold for drivetrain, 32 gold for body, and 28 gold for brakes, and finally 36 gold for suspension. And that gives us another, I guess, 2.9 PR point boost to bring the PR up to 68.6 now. And the total cost for tier 4 was 136. So that's gonna be the last gold upgrades. Well, actually, there's one more that you have to get. The tier 6 brakes upgrade. So that's gonna be 60 gold. So that'll basically bring your total gold cost of upgrade up to 256, 75 of which you to get back. So all right, let's continue on. Tier 5. So for most categories, basically all the category except for brakes, this is gonna be the last upgrade you're gonna need. And how long do these things normally take? They take 18 hours. Yeah, I know. That's the difference between motorsport dollar upgrade versus racing dollar upgrade. Racing dollar upgrades are slow. Yeah. But of course, it's by far the easiest currency to accumulate. So I think the racers that's been playing for a few years probably have excess racing dollars that they don't know where to spend it on. Because at some point, you run out of things to spend it on. Anyway, let's get the body, brakes, and finally suspension. So tier 5 racing dollar upgrades brings a PR up to 71.6, which is a 3 PR point boost. So we only need to get like 0.5 more PR boost to meet the PR requirement. But well, brakes is going to be the cheapest upgrade. If you look here, 90 gold for drivetrain, and that does get us pretty decent amount above the PR requirements. So that's not necessary. Body, 70 gold gets us to 72.2, so that's fine. But brakes is 10 gold less and does exactly the same thing. Meets the PR requirement. And suspension gives us more boost for higher cost. So not necessary. So my recommendation would be to go with brakes. And then if you want, since these are just racing dollars, you can basically get the last stage 7 brakes upgrade and get some extra PR, 72.8. But for this video, I'll stop right there because I'm gonna restore it anyway. So that is kind of a rundown of the upgrade cost, upgrade tree, and some weird idiosyncrasy about this particular limited time series. 16 tiers, I know. What's with that? And yeah, see those speed records and speed snap and drag race are currently extremely difficult, if impossible, if not impossible. I think a lot of racers that I stay in contact with are basically pointing out they are impossible. You know, for the car that you're trying to win, they just don't find enough motivation to push through. So, you know, what do you know? As I said, my thought is, my strategy at this point, actually, if you want my honest opinion, I'm not gonna start this until Fire Monkeys address the issue. I think that's gonna be the way to go. I got other things I can do, you know? So, anyway, and once things get sorted out, as always, I will have my playthrough. So stay tuned for that. But for now, that will do it for the overview of this limited time series. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.